So I'm Alex. I'm representing SAP. So the guy with something around 20 years experience doing things, implementation, project manager, product management, and everything like this. And now I'm kind of advisor for digital transformation. That's my role. Yeah.
Great.
Alex, you are?
And my name is also Alex. So whenever you are trying to reach out to any one of us, you just can type Alex. Somebody would answer. I'm responsible for sales at Clarity. Have a background in project management, program management, and then running the sales team, working with the customers directly, talking to them, understanding their challenges, their bottlenecks, their wins over the case when they're implementing the ERP systems. And we are working with the ERP solution for like a decade. There were some questions that, yes, we would share the recording later on in Salis. Unfortunately, we do see them. All right, so we do see you. We don't, but we would be able to see it in the recording. We don't hear you. There is a possibility to unblock you for the microphone, but you can type the question in the chat. The agenda is the following. We will talk a little bit more about general challenges in the ERP space. What is our local challenges in the Baltics market? We would try to untackle a little bit more why cloud ERP specifically is the thing that you should consider moving forward. We will talk about AI, of course, how AI can be implemented in the ERP space. What are the different use cases? What are the different case studies that we had along the way when we were working with our customers? And then we'll have the Q&A. That said, we have 1.5 hours. So I believe we have enough time to have some questions during the presentation. If we feel that the question is a little bit too large to tackle, not to jeopardize our flow, we would park it till the very end. Okay?
Sounds good.
So then let's start. And Alex, let's talk about the global challenges in the ERP space.
Yeah. By the way, we decided, to share something like this our stage here. So we are going kind of a global. I'm representing the global local. Our partners, Alex, is representing. So I'm starting general about the global challenges what all the companies are facing. Yeah. I will not go into very deep details, but every one of you knows that there are internal challenges and external challenges. Meaning, on external challenges, everyone knows the geopolitical situation, the issues with the supply chain, the issues with everything else, what our neighbors are bringing here in the game, and not also far neighbors bringing, tariffs and so on. So everything is, in count, and the companies are really facing those challenges. So from other hand, internal one, for all the companies speaking for 20 years in the row, they have the same challenges. Silo approach for some business operations, people readiness, and so on and so forth, digital maturity. So all those challenges are in place, and basically the leaders are facing, and that's on the agenda, how to tackle and how to address those challenges. And of course, why we're here? Because SAP is the company working for 54 years already in the field, and we are trying to address those challenges, and we're successful, as you see from all the all the information what you can find about SAP. But Alex, what about local ones?
So for the local market, first of all, if you think that those external challenges are not affecting you, they are definitely affecting you. We've seen it with the evergreen situation. We see it right now with the blockage. There are a lot of political uncertainties that are happening right now. So every year something is happening, and this is not just a one-year event. It might be a particular one-year event, but every year there would be a new event that is happening. So you should be ready. And for the Baltics, there are even more challenges because we have some market-specific challenges for us, unfortunately. First one that we see from our customers is the localization gap. So we do have 3 national languages in Baltics. We do have Estonian, Lithuanian, Latvian. Unfortunately, the systems are not localized, and the menus are not localized to be represented in the language that we would like to see. Besides the languages, there are also some country-specific requirements, like e-invoicing right now is definitely a topic that you have heard about. There are different labor laws, and they are changing. And vendors quite often see Baltics as one market unit. Quite often, Baltics is also part of the larger market unit called Nordics. and they do not have specifically dedicated solutions for the for our countries. And even if we are quite alike in some way or form, there are a lot of differences. For instance, in the tax system, in the language, in the safety requirements. Besides that, we want to work with the people who share the same mindset, who speak the same language, and there is a resource scarcity. So it might be challenging to find a resource that would be able to replace your internal professionals, or if you're collaborating with a partner, with the external people, you're quite dependent on them. This is what we see in Baltics. And lastly, we are quite demanding people. We might be okay with not changing the solution immediately. We are able to wait. But if we want to change, we are quite demanding. We would like to have a full automation. If we're changing a manual process, we would like to change it to fully automated one. Everything is integrated. ERP talks to all of the other systems. One system, so everything and AI enabled. So we have some challenges how we see our ERP market, and vendors and partners like us, we would need to adhere to these challenges.
Alex, I would like to add a bit on basically on the challenges as well, just to reconfirm what you have told already. Basically, being here in the position of representing SAP, I would like, as a close, friendly call for everyone. Don't listen. Everyone who is saying that SAP missing those localizations and so on. So all the companies using these myths and something around this, that SAP is not for country like Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, that's too big, no localization, and so on and so forth. Absolutely not truth. Absolutely, and it's proven by our partners as well. So that's one thing. Another thing, just commenting on our demanding, attitude towards the IT. A few weeks ago, I had a discussion, face-to-face discussion with one of the largest companies in the Baltics, group CFO, and he's saying, "Okay, now I'm listening to you, Alex, as I listen to all other vendors as well, with them in the selection process right now. Everyone is speaking about features and functions, screens, AIs, and so on, but why I need to change something? Why I need to acquire or take a new system? Because the main reason for me, it's not to have any technology in place what is replacing another technology. It needs to be a value out of it. You see, if technology is not fitting my needs, I will just hire a few high-end engineers and they will build whatever I want. That's it. So please don't look at the basically for the people there, just someone who would like to take a new toy to play around. SAP is not a new toy. It's the tool to bring the value for the companies. That's the main message. And that's our demanding attitude towards the technologies. But please go ahead. Yeah.
I like the phrase, I've heard it some years ago, that the aim is not to digitalize the paper. The aim is to have a system which will do the heavy lifting.
True. I like it. I will steal it, but okay.
Sure. If anyone wants to steal, you are free to go. All right. So those are the challenges. And it was true actually that some years ago, the ERP, also from SAP, I don't know, decade ago, some time ago, there were some challenges to do the business in Baltics with that kind of vendors. But the situation has changed. And there is a new normal business suite as ERP, which is there on the market. And it looks different now.
Yeah, at least colors are different, and I like the slides. But okay, I will take a couple of minutes. Please bear with me here. So the main message from me today, and usually it's kind of what you can remember after the 1.5 hour discussion. Yeah, basically few main messages, and this is one of the first messages I'm giving to you. So the normal ERP. Let's forget for a second about SAP as such. Yeah, think about the system, how it should like and how it should behave to help you do your business. Yeah, just imagine your daily life. You're waking up, you are going to have some breakfast, or I don't know, something else. Yeah, and then you're going to the work, and then you are doing something first things in the work, how you are doing this, how you're doing this every day, what you're holding in your hand all the way around from the waking up till the moment. Do you know?
Phone.
Yes, phone. Someone is teaching you how to use the phone. Are you reading the instructions? Most probably, yeah. I know. I have this. Well, I am. Yeah. No. Okay, there are some people, crazy people like Alex, who are reading the instruction for the phone usage. But anyway, what I'm targeting for. So the everything what you're using, especially nowadays, need to be super intuitive. It need to serve its purpose. You don't need to open any system and just try to figure out what to do there. It need to be targeted. It need to be up to your role. It need to be AI enabled. You don't need to browse through the screens and so on. Therefore, we in SAP, we rebuilt absolutely our understanding and our, let's say, technology to follow those trends already in 2015-14, already more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And basically, the architecture, in the super easy way to understand it, it built in 3 main layers. First layer, it's basically it's what you as a companies are using mostly is business applications where transactions need to happen. Meaning, when you're getting the invoice, it needs to be registered because then it will serve the compliance reporting and so on. Or purchase order, you need to buy something. So that's the applications. Applications are generating the data.
Yeah.
But what is important for you? Applications as such, the transaction not give you anything. You need to use the application data for your business decisions to make business more successful. Therefore, everything what you are generating in the system or outside the system, if you have multiple systems and so on, it need to be accumulated in a certain business data platform where all the business data landed, and then you can use this data.
But how? Fingerprints.
Absolutely. But how to use this data nowadays? AI, of course. Of course, AI. We can speak about the predictions, analytics, everything, what you can do with the data. But data is someone of my colleagues is saying, data is not a new oil, it's a new soil. Basically, you need to put in the soil what you would like that it will bring some benefits for you. So use the data to train the models, to take AI agents on top of the data to bring the business content into the AI agent as such.
Yeah.
But maybe, Alex, you have some comments. Maybe I'm here saying something wrong.
No, you are definitely not saying something wrong. I do believe that the data is one of the most important aspects of successful enterprise business operations. If you want to have an informed decision, you need to base this decision on something, and the data is your foundation. There is a big problem on how to get the data inside the system, and there are also tools from SAP included already in the ERP offering that would help you to get all the relevant data inside the system recorded. And every transaction, every click actually your people are doing, they are tracked in the system. You are able to track it in the system, and you would be able to make, again, informed decision based on this information, be it in the finance, be it in the sales area, be it in your payroll, be it in the supply chain.
Yeah, and when we're speaking about the modern systems, of course, we're thinking about not the system what you need to install somewhere in your servers, what are located in the basement, in the dark room, and so on and so forth. That time already gone, already for many years. We need to think about the system, what is really available 24/7, no matter what you have here in this building and so on. The system need to have latest and greatest technologies available for you immediately when it arrived. You don't need to do the upgrades, everything just to get the technology what already 10 years in the market, because majority of the clients basically who are running still on-prem and all systems, they're challenge. That's the real challenge for them. They're saying, Alex, I need to use, for example, AI, but I'm saying you need to upgrade. Yeah, that's the thing. So think about the new system, a new way of running the business from the cloud mindset point of view.
Yeah. And then why specifically cloud? So there are, I would say 6 core values that we have identified in our operations with the customers that drive their decision in going into the cloud. First, and one of the most, I would say, popular value points for our customers is that they have simply outgrown their existing system. It's over customized. They are not able to innovate. I've experienced it myself when I was working in the banking industry here in Latvia, that in order for us to implement a new feature, we needed to go to the board, IT board, and defend the proposal. Why do you need this feature? And then they would put you into the roadmap of the development. If it's urgent, you would be prioritized. But it is not a couple of hours job and not a couple of days job. Quite usually it was indicated in the months. And then imagine how quickly you are able to innovate in case one feature, one small feature, which you believe would have a positive effect on your business, is getting developed for months. And then you also need to prepare for the steering committee with the board level to defend it. And it also is not happening every week. So it is a challenge. And over customized systems create these challenges. You're not able to modify them quickly. Second and third point, I would say maybe not the most popular which customers voice over, but I believe they are the most critical. Why people need to consider cloud ERPs. One is related to the modularity, and second is related to the best practices. So while I will talk about that while the video is running, you would see how it looks like. So if we're talking about modularity, one cool aspect of cloud is that you're able to choose like Lego blocks, what do you want to use. For instance, you are running finance and you need core finance in your operations, but you are not producing anything. Hence, you don't need a manufacturing. You might run some trading business and you don't need this manufacturing. But from the time being, like moving forward, you're growing, your appetite grows, your connection grows. You understand that you are able to produce yourself. And you are able to, without switching the system, having all the data already in place, just toggle on additional module. Yes, you need to configure something. It's not like a complete out-of-the-box system. But here comes the second point, which is about the best practices of the industry. Currently, how many customers are running SAP Cloud?
Many.
4,000?
Even more. We those numbers are changing, every week. So it's thousands.
Maybe those are confidential, but anyway. So there are a lot of customers who are running Cloud ERP. And even if our business, each and every one, we believe that we are unique in the way how we are doing the business, there are quite some similarities. And SAP has thought of that, and they have prepared like prepackaged like functionalities that you are able to quickly enable for yourself, which are based on the industry best practices. And we as consultants and other consultants which are here are present here on this webinar are using that. And then on top of that, we have our own knowledge that we are building by working with a particular set of customers, and we are able to reuse the information that we have developed for the customers.
I would like quickly chip in here. So basically, again, not speaking purely about SAP. If you see that the statements around the web that consultancy is dead, meaning that with AI and so on, and consultancy is not needed anymore. So anyway, just don't trust. Yeah. But what I'm saying here, so why the best practice and so on? Just take SAP 50 years of experience, thousands and thousands of the clients across the globe who are representing the front runners of the industries and also all the industry segments and sectors and so on. We collected those processes and aggregated and make them as a best practice. So of course, every client is super specific, but just imagine how you are, or think how you're buying, for example, paper for your office or water for your office. Are you unique in this way? Probably not. Everyone is doing more or less the same. Yeah, that's the best practice. But those small pieces, small components, most probably it's something around 20%. It's uniqueness of your company. So if you would go the standard way, what already we're not doing for ages, let's write a blueprint. Let's spend 1 year on just describing how we're doing, and let's build the system accordingly how we're doing this. You already lose the race.
Yeah. No.
You need to follow and basically then adopt these technologies.
There was a question in the chat about the complexity, and I would be very transparent here. It is not always green and fluffy in the implementations. There are some customer specific requests that we need to implement. Some of the requests might be debatable, let's put it that way. And as a consultant and as a vendor, sometimes we need to challenge your customers whether this is the correct way of doing. We might have the reference meetings with the rest of the customers, with another customer who are deciding to onboard the change management route rather than the customization route. But the system in cloud, it allows you to customize it as well towards your needs. Not everyone is using the system in the same way how it is presented. I would say everyone is not using the system, like almost everyone is not using the system in complete standard. There are some specifics, there are some customizations that are related to your business, and we are able to support that. Moving next on why cloud. Cloud enables you to have a constant upgrade. So SAP is developing this solution. We have monthly, bi-weekly meetings with the SAP product team, where we present what are the challenges that our customers see inside the system currently, what can become better. And then SAP product team listens towards that and then decides whether they would like to change something, put it into the roadmap or not. So if you want to embrace the changes of the system, you need to be in the cloud. Your application would be quickly updated all the time. And the last point, which comes on top of that, is the AI. Of course, you need to have the data in the system, but you need to be exposed to the cloud as well to use AI successfully. There are some questions in the chat about the localization requirements for Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. There are key differences. I believe this is quite a broader topic.
Yeah, we can stay here for, I don't know, a couple of hours just to describing the differences, but I would like really to share the message and you to confirm it, and it will come on the end of our discussion. So basically, when we're speaking about Cloud ERP or SAP in the cloud, what we're positioning here and what we're speaking about localized system for each and every country you listed here: Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. What does it mean? Localized. You are complying in front of legal institutions. That's what you need to know. When we're coming to SAFTI, IVAS, VAT declarations, and so on, that's the details. What you need to know, you're running SAP, and no one will come and punish you because you are not submitting the data for the government institutions. That's overall kind of an answer on this question. But Alex, you may go in detail if needed.
I believe we can take it offline. We have the presentations on that as well. What is included in the localization packages for Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. We would be able to talk on that a little bit more. There are differences, quite a big one, and also the small one in regards to bank connectivities. We have different banking institutions in the country, so this is one of the differences as well. All right, then cloud. How it is implemented and what are the numbers after the implementation. So you hear it from us, but better to hear it from the customers. What are they reporting as their numbers that they receive as a benefits?
I can take it shortly. Again, 50 years of experience, meaning not myself. I would like to, but then most probably I would look a bit different after the 50 years of experience, more gray hair, meaning. But anyway, 50 years of experience in SAP, implementing the systems and running the successful business year over year. And again, all the companies you might imagine that are successful in the business and what are front runners in the industry, with a 98% probability they're running SAP solutions. That's the proven fact. And it's not kind of a marketing bullshit. Sorry for saying this direct. But not to go with those companies like Coca-Cola, BMW, Nest. Everyone knows those companies, the success stories and so on. But you're saying, okay, I'm a small and medium enterprise here in the local market, how you can prove that it's fit for us. I can prove. I'm working here in this market for many years. So I will give you just a quick few examples of the things we're addressing and the clients then saying thank you. It absolutely makes sense and it brings the value. Case that absolutely for everyone, and everyone is super interested. Then when you're coming to the office of CFO, meaning accountant people, on the stages when you're just initiating the process, and you're saying, hey, doesn't matter what is the name of the lady or of the gentleman, is saying, okay, how you work, please tell what you do, how you feel, and so on. And usually you're getting, "No, Alex, can we do it, I don't know, in 10 days, in 2 weeks from now, because now we're closing the period." I'm saying, we're closing the period, but now it's second week already of the month. What you're closing? Still previous month. And the guys are sitting and working over hours and so on just to consolidate the data and to get it something in the shape to submit it, to legal institutions. After SAP, just ask your clients, your peers, your other companies who are running SAP, how fast their closing period, how how to say it, how much happiness in the eyes of the accountant that he or she can get back home in time for their family and to spend time not writing something in Excels, but really spending the time with the family. So that's the practical thing. What no one is basically speaking loudly. It's even not about the money. We can say, okay, you will get return of investment. You will, invest 100 euro right now. After 1 year, you will get back 300 euros. We can calculate. It's proven facts. But think about the human factor. Think about those things. Yeah. Another thing, super short one. Another company, guys from manufacturing who are responsible for production process. They all the time were fighting against or with their departments of procurement and departments of logistics, because sales guys, just imagine, sales guys are saying, I need to produce or I need to sell to this client. Manufacturing guys, you need to produce. Those guys are saying, we are happy to produce, but we're missing raw materials. And then purchasing, buying something and something like this. And who is guilty that nothing is produced? Production department. But they can't produce because they don't know the status of the raw materials, where they are. Do we have the order? Are they in somewhere in transit or something is happening? Everyone is saying we are just calling, typing, writing emails, 100 emails. Then we're trying to understand. We have these daily meetings. Everyone is pushing at us, and we need to report. Basically, and SAP, you see that the process chain. Come on, it's easy like this. So those cases around, and we're super happy to deep into details. I have those hundreds and hundreds. Yeah. Like Alex on your
Last month we had a case with the UK manufacturer of automotive. They're doing also planes, but anyway. So they had a problem that they quite often do customized solutions for their customers. So they do sell from stock, but they also do some engineering before they sell, or they make it. So the problem was that the salespeople were selling something that is not feasible, that the manufacturing team was not able to produce, or the terms that the sales were referring to were not feasible because the production of that customized solution takes much more time and also takes much more money. So there are, in case your departments are working in a siloed way, they are not automated end to end, you would have problems. And if you are able to solve that, you would see immediately the positive return on investment in the different ways and forms, like improvement rates, reduction in the failed sales, reduction in the time you spent on the manual tasks, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, basically we're switching the slide, meaning that we will speak more on the return on investment, basically how to calculate and what it is for you from the money perspective. But now, how we're doing this in SAP. So again, just think how how you would like to change. For example, you are facing currently some business issues, business processes maybe a bit of incomplete, or you would like to address some challenges. What you're doing, and then just some magician are coming. I'm not speaking about myself or us. It's just fake example. Some magician is coming. Hey guys, we can address all your current challenges, and it will happen with AI. We know what to do, and so on and so forth. Sign this paper. You're saying, really? You can? Yes, we can, because of AI. It's kind of swear words right now. AI. We have AI. Okay, so okay, let's sign the paper. And then this company coming for you and saying, yes, we can do, but tell us what we need to do. And then you're paying time material for something. Yeah. We in SAP, we really taking care about our reputation. We are German engineering company, and German engineering, it's jokes around it, but you can't. I mean, as a Germans, yeah, you can't fake it. You need to bring the real working thing, and you're just committing on the working thing, not on your fancy ideas or your ambitions and so on. We're not that kind of a company, and that's the way it's reflected in the way how we're working with the clients. What do you see in the slide? That's the way the things happening before you are signing for anything with SAP or anything with a partner. So no hard commitment to continue with us. What does it mean? Alex or another Alex whom I know coming to you and you're saying, okay, we're considering the change of our platform, of our finance solution or procurement solution or anything like this. We're saying, okay, we're positioning Cloud ERP, we're positioning best practices, and we have those best practices described already in our open format, I mean, publicly available. And we are going with you with so-called digital discovery assessment. What does it mean? We are sitting with you in one room, virtually or physically, it doesn't matter, with your key process owners, with your business responsible people. And we're trying to make kind of a fit to standard exercise. Fit to standard means that we have our best practices. We have pre-built system, what is ready to use by the click of the button. With some, Alex will tell what means click by the button. But you are running your business differently, for sure. So if you are not SAP client, you are running your business processes not accordingly SAP. I mean, maybe probably, yeah. We need to understand what is your fit to the best practice process. If you are saying purchasing process looks absolutely the way on the high level, yeah, absolutely the way how I'm doing this, then it's green for us, it's green for you. Nothing is needed from you. Nothing. It will be activated and you will be using it. If you are saying, for example, in the closing process, we have 3 more approval cycles, we're saying, okay, in our process, as an example, we don't have those approval cycles, but we can activate it. So that's additional effort we need together with you to do in the system, and it's recorded. And we exactly know the scope, the scope of the business processes, the scope of additional work, the scope of additional interfaces, and so on, need to be done before you are signing the paper with us. It will not come as a surprise. Surprise, surprise, you need to pay 1 million more because this wasn't in the contract. No, we are signing that this is the scope. And that's the second message from me to you. If you are the client and if you're considering to change the platform, you need to ask from the vendor, from SAP, from other vendors who might be our competitors, to give you the proven facts, what they will bring in the signing process, what will happen in the platform. Because everyone might say, we can do whatever you want. Yeah, we can configure everything, but then think about total cost of ownership. Think about your skills need to be in place. Think about that you're signing with a blood to this vendor and to partners who will be sitting and milking you, over years and the years. Yeah, please do the prep work. Please take it really seriously. That you are going with a huge, big transformation. You are committing, but by your time, by your success of your company, you need to ask, you need to demand, you need to request the total visibility and clearness of the scope you're setting in. It's kind of my message on how we're starting this process, but it's just the first step, because then we need to ensure that everything we agreed on, it continues over the implementation. And Alex, how you are doing this?
Yeah, I would talk a little bit more about the implementation, and then I would also add a couple of comments about the DDA, Digital Discovery Assessment. So when we're talking about the implementation, after the DDA has been completed, we have some sort of a scope. We understand what you want to build. And then the project itself starts in the following way. We do have, it's a symbiosis of waterfall and agile methodologies, where we do have some understanding of the scope, and then we go into iterative approach with the implementation. We do start with prepare, explore sort of design work, where we go into a little bit more details when we were during the discovery assessment. So sometimes the devil is in the details, and we need to understand where they are. And then we are trying to split the scope into the phases, into the sprints, and then we start collecting the requirements, detailed requirements in the user story format for these sprints. You would see what is getting built. So it is not a system which you are, I don't know, we discuss the requirements, we go offline completely, you have never heard about us anymore for like 2-3 months, and then we come back to you and saying, hey guys, this is the system that you have requested. It doesn't work like that. It's an iterative approach where we constantly show and tell you what is getting built. You're able to test it and provide your comments in regards to whether it is like you expect it to be or not. If it's not, then there is also a question whether indeed you need to change the way how you're operating, and maybe you might do some change management, or it's not a heavy customization, or it's not a customization at all, and we're just changing it to adhere to your standards.
Alex, I would like to jump in. I like the way how you're presenting, but I would like to make it even stricter. Then you need to ensure organizational change management. It's not a joke, because hey guys, just let's be honest with you. 20 years myself, I when you are saying we are good enough, we will not do anything. This person, he's working in our company for 20 years. Don't touch him. Please do what he likes to do, and just address this button on the left corner with a red color. It's already failed. It's the sign of the fail of the project. It's a red flag for myself. Please consider that you are jumping into the transformation. If you will do everything the old way you have done, I don't know, 20 years in old systems, then why you're changing all the systems?
Yeah.
Why you're changing old system to the new system, what will behave as old system? Come
If
on.
you want to have a new results, you need to start doing something different.
Absolutely, absolutely. So organizational change management is a mandatory, and all those books of project management, program management, organizational changes are written by the real facts, and and all those tears and blood spent on those changes. It's not a theory, it's a practice. And each and every project I'm in the steering committees or somewhere around, the project running into the trouble when the client is not, let's say, ensure the organizational changes. That's it. So it's 100% for myself, and I'm raising this also. Kind of in the first signs, I'm already raising the hand and saying that we will run into the troubles. Yeah, absolutely. So for sure, everything what you're saying is absolutely right. But you are responsible for your transformation. Yeah.
Yeah, we are able to show you what are the areas where it should be done. We are able to navigate you, but you should have a team and you should have a dedicated budget hours in order to ensure that you are adapting and you are changing yourself as well. Running next, so it's iterative approach. Implement, we show you, you provide your comments, and only after you provide your comment that you like it, we deploy it, and you will start using it. With the ERP systems, is not that you need to think when you are going live. especially like if you're working with the finance part and all, like I have never seen the ERP implementation without the finance part actually. So you would need to think when you go live, and we would need to adjust our project implementation timeline with your period closures. And it is not something that you should be afraid of. There are a lot of ways how you are able to migrate from one system into the other system, especially during the period closures. But for the deployment, for the going live into the production, there are some tips and tricks, and there are some important things that you should think about. And then you start running, and I'm a big fan of land and expand. So you are starting with some package, you are starting with some functionalities, and then you add on top of that.
That's the thing I'm also saying for the clients and with whom I'm discussing. Just imagine yourself coming in the restaurant where there is all you can eat for, I don't know, 20, 30 euros. Yeah. So you're coming into the restaurant and you see, oh, wow, I would like to have everything, and you have no time limit. Basically, you can eat whatever you want. But how much can you eat? Yeah. That's exactly for you. How much changes you can eat in one time. Just consider that no matter how powerful, how fancy, how many functions, what might be needed next in the system available for you right now, you need to start from the basics.
You need to prioritize.
You need to prioritize. If you are saying, I need these, and then scope is growing, for sure, we are happy to provide those things. But super important thing for us, for SAP and for our partners, is adoption. So no matter what we're implementing, if you're not using it, why we're implementing it.
Yeah, I like the example.
Yeah.
And what works for you might not work for the rest of the people. I know we like to have our cappuccino in the evening. If we go to Italy, they would think that you are crazy. So you're able to choose what you eat and when, and it all depends on your location and your industry as well. Besides that, we definitely believe that the age of implementing ERPs for multi-years, for 2-3 years straight without going live is over. That's why SAP was focusing very heavily into having possibility to implement the cloud ERP much quicker. The quickest customer was shared like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 weeks, something like that. I'm not saying that this is something that we see on the day-to-day basis right now with the rest of the customers. I would actually say vice versa, that it is not something that you would see for sure, because it's just like plug and play then. What we see in our customers, that it is possible to be implemented in a couple of months. So it's not a project that is implemented in multi-years. This is a project that is implemented in a couple of months, depending on your scope as well, and depending on what you are using currently, how well your processes are structured, documented, whether we are able to reuse it. I don't want to bring all the 20 years legacy into a new system, but definitely there are some things that are working well for your organization. And why to reinvent the bicycle? Maybe we can reuse that. And we're able to migrate. There are some migration adapters that allows you to migrate from Horizon, from Visma, from the older version of the SAP into going into the cloud. So we have our own approach created, validated by SAP, how we are able to run the business and help our customers in the Baltics to migrate into the new systems.
Can I stop here for a second? You see that super nice slide. I like it, especially with a bottle, secret sauce. It's really kind of a not so secret, but anyway, meaning yeah. What I would like to say, you see this 30 days. It's true, we can do it super quick, but it's not the thing dependent on us, not on the partner. It's dependent on you. Once again, uh, the system is deployed and available for you after you're signing the contract in 2 days. We are deploying the tenant for you in 2 days. So theoretically, if you're a new company who would like to start fresh with no history, with no anything master data or the data in the system, you can do it in the day 2. That will be quickest implementation. By the way, guys, please do it. Then you will be in all the papers that you've done implementation in 2 days. But to be kind of serious here, the majority of the discussion with the clients land at the point when client is saying, okay, a clear scope is clear, approach is clear, but how much time I need to dedicate to the project that made it happen? And that's the major factor, changes the timeline. It might happen in 30 days, but if you are not ready, it might be 45 days, 60 days, 90 days. And so it's not kind of written in the stone that you need to fit. Faster, better, but we need to ensure the success of the implementation.
Yeah.
Therefore, yeah.
Of course, there's some marketing on top of that in this slide.
Really?
Of course,
Ah.
there are. Not all of the projects are 30 days, right? But it just gives you an understanding that we're talking about like that amount of weeks, that amount of months. We're not talking about multi-years. And again, this all results into like nice numbers that we see from our customers, that you are able to run your business more effectively, more efficiently. You don't need to spend so much time doing the manual work that you've been doing before. You're able to reduce the downtime with all the updates, with all the maintenance that you require to do with your over customized systems. You are right now in the cloud with 99.9999% of the availability and so on. So this is what you get if you choose the migration. And since you're in the cloud, you also would be exposed into AI. And with AI, you would be able to automate much more.
Yeah, we are. By the way, sorry, one joke. We are debating with Alex about the previous slide. Can you get it? Yeah. So AI, I'm meaning this one, AI and AI again. So everyone is speaking about AI, but we discuss what we can bring you, kind of really the value of when we are speaking about AI, because everyone is speaking now about AI. But in our discussion preparation, we think that AI is basically one of the tools, but the behind the scenes, that's the value that the tool is bringing for you. That's the main purpose of having the discussion on AI, of course. Yeah.
And everyone talks about AI. So 92% of all the organizations worldwide are considering to invest into artificial intelligence. Well, the statistics is a little bit biased here because implementation of the Copilot also considered to be an AI implementation, but still, like everyone talks about that. We're not just talking about that; we're implementing that.
And SAP also there are many researches by BCG, by McKinsey as well, by SAP, by Gartner, and everyone that basically there are average spend that companies are spending on AI. Those numbers in general for the not by our segments. I don't think that some of us in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia are spending 26 millions average on AI. Yeah, maybe a bit less. But second number is more important, that only 16% we're getting the value out of it. So average ROI, return of investment, is somewhere hidden. Why? Because the promise and the reality. What you know about AI, what you know, it's everyone knows. Yeah, that's basically hype is there. It's even not the hype because everyone now is just putting the hands and then trying to do this. But the reality is that you need to start in the right way. You need to understand what you can get out of it. Yeah, because everyone can tell you that, hey guys, now you will fire 20% of your people because AI agents will take those things instead of those people. Reality shows that you'll need to hire 3 more because something is missing. Yeah, and that's the thing, how to consider the AI hype to create the real return of investment. Just think about it as an iceberg. Yeah, iceberg that everyone see and hear around in every corner. Yeah, that we need to have AI. But what is the base for AI? The main two things you need to think about, that's the processes and the data. The processes that are in your systems, in your ERP, in your CRM, in your HR, and so on. The processes need to be transparent, clear, or optimized, efficient, and so on. And those processes will generate for you the business data, and only then you can use AI. Because if you are putting not a good data in, then you are getting not a good results out. Yeah, I might take it a bit more direct way, but I'm trying to avoid those things. So that's exactly what we have heard about the analytics, your analytical platforms. If you have a crappy data, then you're getting the results you can't trust. With AI is the same. You are feeding AI with something, and you are getting a lot of hallucinations or wrong decisions and so on. And if you trust AI blindly without having the basement, then most probably you're ruining your business by your hands. So, how you see it, Alex, on your end?
I see it the same way. So bad data in, bad result out. Let's put it that way. One more important thing in this iceberg, which I would like to highlight to you guys, is the governance and monitoring, and security and compliance. People would like to automate the way how they are operating. I myself, I am using AI engines. We are using Copilot internally at Clarity, but it is structured. It is compliant with our operations, with our security protocols, and so on. Quite often, there are people who do not have such a strict security policies, and they are able to open, I don't know, WhatsApp on their laptop. They are able to open any website on their laptop, and they start using and feeding the information to ChatGPT or, I don't know, Gemini. They start using Cloud Code without having an approval from the IT department. And in the end, your data is exposed into the cloud, or your partner's data is exposed into the cloud, or your customer's data is exposed. It might work for you, but it is a compliance issue. And like, as a companies, you need to think about that, and you need to understand that you need to control how your people are using that, not only which data you give to them, but how you are able to control it. And you need to give them tools that they would be using. Otherwise, they would find it themselves, and they would like that they would find the options how to do it unofficially, I would say, something like that. As an example.
Yeah, no. As an example, we have many of those examples because SAP, we are now something around 450 use cases we're already running live. Then you are just it's enabled by the click. But just one of all the examples, recent one where I also put my hands in discussion with the client and so on. It's really on the finance side. The company, they already in SAP. They're running old versions of SAP and so on. But on top of SAP or near the SAP, they have many other systems. Coupa for treasury and other, but I will not name them the name because of competitors. So other system, not SAP, but they are covering other areas of the finance processes. And they have different departments. That's quite a sizable company. They have different departments. For example, treasury department, account payable department, account receivable department, blah 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 blah. Those departments around, yeah. And what they were doing, they were taking the data from all the platforms and somehow try to push the data into SAP because SAP was the central platform for compliance and reporting at the end of the day. So they pushed the data, then they did a lot of manual works, trying to make this data in a proper format and so on and so forth. In between of sending those data, there were a lot of Excels in between with macroses, with mappings, with some manual logic, and so on. And there were basically many people, many departments working somehow in the silo mode just to ensure something, something tangible. Yeah. What we came at the end of the AI, let's say, exercise. So we haven't changed much. We eliminated those Excels in between just to trust the source data from the primary systems, put them centrally in one platform, is business data cloud platform, yeah. And we put on top AI agent, what is running and what is taking all necessary connections and the data and so on. So the business case out of it, elimination, not elimination, physical elimination, but elimination of many. It's something around 4 FTEs, 4 people, basically. Elimination of them work of doing this manual, reconciliation and something in the Excels, and everything just by plug and play the data in one platform and putting the agent on top. So it's a lot of business cases. We can prove, we can come to you, we can find your how to say it, requirements where you're struggling with and where it makes sense to put the agent. Yeah, so it's the way how we're working with this.
Yeah. And there are also some industry specific cases. So in each and every industry, there are the difference how again how you're running the business, and there are different challenges that you see. I don't know. In healthcare, there's a lot of papers coming around with the patient cards and so on, and you need to somehow digitalize them, and you need to somehow unite the all of the doctor's conclusions that is written about, for instance, myself in one way, another way, third way, and then if you are immediately selling me some medicine, how it all can be connected to the uh, conclusions that I receive from the doctors. So there is a digitalization and then the analytics on top of that. For the manufacturers, so we're talking about the finance right now, and possibility to reduce the number of FTEs by 4 FTE, which might be a cost cutting, but it also might be an increase in productivity because those people are able to start working on something else. The same applies to sales teams. If your sales team are spending so much time filling their CRM systems, if your sales team are spending so much time writing minutes of the meetings, notes, and those notes are scattered around the tables and the devices, maybe there is a possibility to have an AI engine that is immediately capturing all the information, put into your ERP sales module, so they would be able to start focus on attracting new customers instead of spending the time doing some manual reporting activities. Uh, we had customers in legal that they have a specifically dedicated employees who are checking the contracts end date and termination clauses on a regular basis in order to understand whether uh, some contracts are expiring soon, and if they need to break something, whether there is a possibility to do that and what would be the fines to do that. Again, this is the work that is able to be done by your digital twin. This is the work that is able to be done by the AI engine in order to accelerate the work.
A bit of a small compliment for your end. So I have a couple of clients who are using your AIs, yeah, your AI solutions, and that's the super basic case. You have department of the accountants who are just taking the invoices from the vendors and the suppliers and so on, and putting them into the system and so on. Basically, image recognition already available in market for years and years in years, yeah. But when you're putting on top some, the real normal recognition agents running with AI and so on, then you can achieve good results. And I have a couple of clients who are running Grape AI and the tools what you guys also implementing. They're just super happy because everything is happening automatically. That's
Yeah.
the real use case. It's nothing to think about. It's available.
I will jump to this slide just to or have some numbers on what Alex is explaining right now. So uh, it let's you shouldn't focus that this is a Grape AI or any other AI. It is actually available on the BTP, so it's part of the SAP, and you're able to get it quite easily. So there is a possibility, for instance, to take a look on what is the return on investment for 5 years for processing the documents and how you read it. On the left hand side, you have the scope, what is performed by the person. So there is a labor cost, 10 euros per hour. Actually, I believe that the cost should be larger because it's not just salary, and you need to add also tax with that you are paying for your employees. You need to calculate also the cost of the laptop, cost of the table, cost of the health insurance that you put on top of that. So the numbers can be double, triple, quadruple. And then some processing time, how much time does it take for your employee in order to process the document? And then number of documents per month. And in the end, what is the labor cost that is associated with the processing of these documents? On the right hand side is the cost together with the AI. And here again, it's quite conservative. So instead of 10 minutes, it's 1.5 minutes because you still need some time sometimes to check it. On average, it might be even less. And then instead of paying to your employee, you are paying per processing, and these numbers can be lower. We have customers who are definitely running it on the lower side in case there are more documents that are getting processed per month, per year. And you see that even based out of these numbers, the investment is already, return on investment is already quite big. Generally speaking, with the implementation of the AI, you are able to eliminate errors. You are able to accelerate the way how you are doing business today. You are able to increase the satisfaction of your employees, and happy workers are working more productively. and you would be able to expand to new areas of the business which you haven't been able to tackle before because of a lack of, I don't know, energy, lack of time.
Guys, maybe a bit of challenge for yourself. We are already hours speaking and most probably a bit tired, but challenge for you guys. How you think 300% and previous slide 400% return of investment? It's the fake or real? Would you like, if you're still considering this is fake, please raise the hand and we'll come to you. I see fake. Yeah. Okay. So please give us
We have your email.
yeah, we have your email. We'll come to and prove it. But no. Honestly speaking, if you are considering, that this is something marketing stuff and blah blah, don't trust it. Really challenge us. Say that, hey, I don't believe. It's nothing cost for you. It's for us to understand what we're missing here in the message, because that's the really working solution and proven figures. Most probably we just haven't put it in the right wording. Yeah, actually.
This is a table. This is the copy paste from the customer presentation, actually.
Not AI generated, no.
No, this wasn't. Unfortunately, this wasn't AI generated. Not everything is automated right now. But this is a copy paste from the customer. We just, I don't know, anonymized it a little bit. But this is the real numbers.
Yeah, but guys, we know. Maybe I'm too old, but I remember still there was advertising where guys are saying you are still doing the, the washing with this not fancy stuff. We're coming to you. Yeah, yeah. But I'm too old. Yeah, great. Fancy slide with moving part just to have some flash in front of you. But the main kind of idea of the slide, you see some fancy figures and so on. Of course, marketing slide looks nice, but we are ready to prove all those figures for you. Just raise your hand saying, hey, Alex and Alex, come do, case study for us, do the proof of concept. Let's do the discussion. We're here to do this for you.
I don't know whether I have this slide in the presentation. I don't. Let's see this carousel for a little, like couple of more minutes.
We need to have the disclaimer that if you are, this link, how to say, if you are, these flashy screens are not good for you, please don't look at the screen.
Yeah.
Look on us.
Yeah. Well, right now we do have problems with the attention span, especially the younger generation. Like not about yourself, right? So right now when you're taking a look on the videos, whenever somebody is talking about, it's advised to have a repeated, nicely looking message below that, so you would still keep your attention onto the video. But anyway, so I wanted to tell a little bit more about how AI projects are implemented. And the best option, what I see, and the best approach that I see based on our experience with the customers, is to start with some workshopping. Because it might be the case that you believe that you need AI, but you don't. Or you believe that you need AI agent, but you don't. You might need to just automate it with the ordinary applications without the usage of the artificial intelligence. Or you would like to have an AI, but you don't have the right data. And you need to, first of all, do the data cleansing. You need to do the data enrichment in order to have something for your engine, for your agent to operate with. And again, we do those workshops. Those workshops, it can be a couple of days workshops that we would run free of charge, just as a part of the sales efforts and so on. There are also bigger workshops for 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks that we would be able to run for you with that are dedicated to understand in which areas do you need to automate and which you don't. But again, my experience, and maybe, I don't know, my AI department wouldn't be really happy of me saying that, is that probably need to focus first of all on your, I don't know, ERP system, for instance, and your processes and your data before you are exploring the AI. Or you can start the exploration, but there would be some prerequisites that you would need to do, you would need to ensure before you are starting with the AI project.
Quick one. One company here located in Latvia. So the discussion with the company. So they're saying we need AI to automate some work in the sales process. We need AI. We need AI. So I'm coming. Okay, guys, let's see it and discuss what kind of AI. At the end of the day, it's just purely simple RPA, robotic process automation. They're doing repetitive work, so everything is clear. No additional logic is needed. We need just automate the manual processing. All the data is there. We need to make not the manual process, but the batch process. So what kind of AI we're speaking about? Just put AI label on this process and charge you 10 times more. Fancy thing, but come on, it's not the way we're working, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't know. As a disclaimer, it's my opinion. It's not SAP opinion.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. And then how much and how long?
If you survive till this point, I believe that's the main thing. If you are reviewing later on or showing this to your peers in the company, then most probably you're just scrolling till this point and saying that's that blah 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 thing. Now it's the real body where it comes in. Yeah, please, Alex. It's
Imagine we would put like a big slide with the letters. It depends.
it
And
depends.
that's it.
And I believe he did it.
No. Well, it depends, guys. Really, it depends. But just similarly as we did with some time frame for the implementation of the ERP, that it takes not years but weeks, months. It's the same. So we have created packages together with the SAP. What you are able to do for different industries, for the manufacturing, for the high tech, for the professional services industries like advisory, lawyers, and so on, accountants. There are different cases, different scope items that you need. Manufacturers need supply chain. Digital business, for instance, they do not need that. So there are different packages that we are targeting. This is just one of the example, and it would be a little bit more detailed should we discuss it specifically for the manufacturers.
It was put with a reason with the small letters at the right corner of the
The
screen.
next slide is larger. Don't worry, the next slide is larger. So starting from, of course, it can be multi-million, and we have multi-million projects with the very big enterprises, not in Baltics. Like if we're talking about Booking.com as the company, of course, they are not talking about like couple of 100,000. It's a much larger scope. But here we are able to discuss it already with a little bit more than 150K for the implementation. Of course, Alice, I do agree with you that there is a medium complexity, there is a really complex enterprise, and it all depends, and we would need to talk with you to understand this complexity. But we are always talking it through before the project signing. You would understand what is happening without any commitment from your side. And since it's a cloud system, you would need to pay the licenses. And again, you shouldn't be very afraid of that. First of all, it can be also supported by the European funds of the innovations and so on. But we're talking about like starting from 40K a year for the ERP system with, I don't know, 15 users, full-time user equivalents that you are able to run in the system.
I'm saying usually just look around in your company who are now doing the magic in the Excels. Just count those people and their salary with all the taxes and so on. How much money you're paying for them per year? Most probably the system for 15 users will be much more cheaper for you. But it's just the one hint how to look at it.
Yeah. And the thing that this is a modular system, you're able to use different functionalities. You might run right now, I don't know, Odoo CRM or like any other CRM solution. Then you have a payroll system. Then you have multiple of macros enabled Excels. And then you have the custom made or old school ERP system. And you need people who are maintaining that. You need to spend your time doing that. And then you're also paying for some of the tools. If you are able to combine all the tools into one system, which is SAP, for instance, and then start using that, you would have a single user experience. You would have all the data that is automatically connected with each other. You would probably pay less as well. Like you should pay less, and you would be enabled to go into all of the other innovations. And the system would grow together with you. So you would not be stopped, hindered by the system if you want to start doing something else because, oh, sorry, this is not available.
No, and that's exactly on the scope. We with a purpose we skip those complex slides with SAP, the terminology and many things. But one thing that SAP, what we're speaking about, that's the cloud ERP or public cloud ERP, if you like. Yeah, That's a developing habit, and we are as a company. It's our frontliner product. That's the flagship product. We're putting billions, just billions, on the developing the product with all the functionalities and so on and so forth. It's super strong right now. So our competitors who are saying, public cloud by SAP, it's lacking a lot of functionalities, maybe they're referring 10 years back. Yeah. Now that's the best product. Okay, I'm speaking as SAP, as the best product in the market. Best product with all the supporting all the complexity, all the scalability, all the growth and so on. But you don't need to take all this complexity. Yeah, it's the secure of your investment for entire your life, or unless you would like to change the system. Yeah. One again, referring to DDA process, digital discovery assessment process, we might do the phased thinking or phased approach. You're defining the what is really necessary for you right now, what you would like to address. Yeah. And for sure it will fit into the package, into essential package or advanced package, something's there. Yeah. But you might define your development areas. For example, your manufacturing company, you're doing manufacturing, it's fine, but your R&D process, new product development, somewhere in Excels, in Microsoft tools, somewhere around, yeah, and so on and so forth. And in one day, for example, you are deciding to go additional functionalities, really R&D process development functionality. We have those components. Just plug and play.
Yeah, it's already there.
Yeah, just plug and play.
And your license includes that. So the license cost is not increasing for that.
Absolutely, and that's for many things. One thing what also we are putting into the package, of course, is a matter of detailed discussion. But I know a lot of companies now running multiple systems at the same time. As I mentioned, no one is running one system for everything. You still have something, and you are somehow connecting those systems and bringing the data together. A lot of companies doing point-to-point integrations through the files, through the FTP servers. There's data messes happening around. In our offer, we have the integration, the newest, latest and greatest modern integration platform, where you're able to do the proper integration. Yeah. Also, connection with the banks. How you're doing this right now? In our offer, we have the bank integration tool, and many, many, many more. Yeah. So it's kind of we need to discuss what is really necessary for you and what you would like to have. But we can speak for, I don't know, ages around it. I believe we need to come to the something tangible. Yeah.
I will let you to handle the question about 40K euro annual, how many customers are paying for that. While you're figuring about the answer, this DZA offer, which is free of charge, I would actually, as a non-SAP person, I would definitely recommend to use this offer. SAP is running those DDAs free of charge. Why not to use it? It would allow you to see how your process currently look like, how you're able to automate them inside the systems, how you're able to start using SAP. There is also a free trial available. So there is no commitment. You're able to just get value, and why not to use it? Do you know about the numbers?
Yeah, of course I know. We get. I can get into this commercial discussion for explaining all this complexity of journey engineering company, how we're putting the licenses. But to make it easy, so our package for the Cloud ERP, we're starting from 15 users, 15 users, and those users are let's say they are power users, so basically the users who might do almost everything in the system. Those are big users, yeah. But then you might grow. You need to have additional users in the shop floor or small self-service users and so on and so forth. That's out of this package, but you might need, let's say, after increase those users, and it's absolutely depending on the functions what those users are doing. So again, that's how to say it. The question on the pricing is the separate one, but answering your question, what we have in the chat, 40K, again, it's not a binding offer. You can get also maybe a bit of discounts of it, or maybe incentives. Maybe it will be higher because we don't like you. Sorry, joking, of course. but that's the thing we need to discuss and get into more details. But it's for 15 users.
Actually, for the Tramunos is asking how many customers are actually paying 40K. So yeah, it is 15 users.
How many? Who are running 15 users? They're paying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for today when it comes to the presentation that we have. We do have some time left for the Q&A. We have already discussed quite some questions that you guys were putting in the chat. Any more questions that guys you would like to discuss? And I still do remember, August, about your question about differences in the localization. I would get back to you on that offline.
We also had some comment. I believe now we can jump into the less formal, technical discussion and so on. For sure, I'm happy to do so. But it was a question: what exactly we're speaking about? It's PC or public cloud or private cloud or some other clouds. What exactly we're speaking about? And here, just to clear this topic, it's public cloud. Yeah, because then is the best practices out of the box in the cloud available by activation, by the click, and so on and so forth. Those package is for the private. How we are, for example, you might say, no, public is not for us. We don't trust public and so on. And then my question for you, why? In our DDA process, we're addressing those questions on the security, on the scope, on the extensibility, on the scalability, and so on and so forth. So I believe after our initial discussions and the DDA session, digital discovery session, you will have no doubts that the public is the best fit for you and you don't need anything else. Yeah. Except, of course, you are Ministry of Defense. Most probably you will have some challenges to get the public cloud system for you.
But if you're talking about AI, there are options how you're able to deploy. So there are different scalable architecture, deployment architecture. So how you're able to use LLMs and AI engines, even if you're running private cloud, if you're running on-premise tools and so on. So this is also something we can explore.
We are, to make things more interactive, please put something in the chat, some, tricky question that we'll be struggling to answer. We really like those questions. Otherwise, we will figure out, or I will ask Alex some tricky question, and he'll be, now sweating answering this question. So let give us a second. I see that chat is still live, so maybe we have some question in the second. If not, I'm preparing my question.
There are also some enterprises in Baltics who are actually part of the global group, and then they do have their local representatives here in Latvia. This is also an interesting approach, how we are able, and we have such customers as well. So you're able to run core ERP in your headquarter, and then you might have different instances of the public cloud, for instance, ERP, which are connected to your core ERP in the headquarter, in the local sales representatives in Baltics, in, I don't know, Poland, in Nordics, whatever are the countries.
Yeah. By the way, we had a case in 2020, I believe, when one really international company, Latvian representatives are calling to me and saying, okay, we are struggling, we have some business challenges and so on. Can you help? I'm saying most probably yes. I contacted our SAP organization, and I see this company already globally running SAP, but the company is in the roadmap for 2026. Maybe this year, next year, they will get the system. Yeah, but they need to wait for 5 years for the system. And there are solutions. We can come to you and make your life easier. You don't need to wait for such time when you will be someone will figure out, oh, there is a Latvia, Lithuania somewhere in the map, in the world map. Yeah, but we can come to you earlier, create the system for you, what you will just be embedding into the overall landscape if you're a big multinational company as well. Yeah. So and I see the question in the chat. Yeah, so we asked for the question. Here it goes. I believe it's question. Yeah, any engineering companies using public cloud for project manufacturing? It's a tricky question. I need to open SAP reference page and check for it. But if you're referring process like engineering to order, when we are building something unique, for sure, yes, because we have those scenarios in also in DDA, we can prove that these things are happening. But we need to look around and check our internal papers. Maybe you have immediately.
Well, I know Ramonos myself, so I know Ramonos myself. So I believe we have provided the reference on that already. I need to double like I need to double check. I don't remember whether they were using public cloud or not. We've been discussing that, but definitely they are. So again, public cloud, there are multi-thousands of customers around the globe who are running public cloud right now. So definitely at least one of them is in engineering, and at least one of them is using project-based manufacturing.
I'm now thinking this kind of a one of these magician sessions when you have full house of the people and you are just picking randomly one gentleman from the audience and saying, oh, I will do the magic with you. Yeah. Seems Ramonas and Alex, you agreed for something before this meeting.
No, we did not. But actually, I will need to double check. So I'll mark it for myself. That I have two things to do, for Auksne and for Ramonas.
Yeah, Ramonas, hi. I know who you are as well. So all good. We are big SAP family. It's fine. Yeah. Any other things? Maybe last note from our end, except that we know where Sauli's office and the home located, and we'll come to you with the proven facts on AI. Maybe something else. Just call to action, maybe.
I would say that we need to use the possibility to talk to SAP to run these free of charge trials of the new ERP system, which is not new right now. It's innovative, but it's quite much. It is a mature system already, and running the DA sessions together with Alex and another Alex, and we would be happy to discuss with you in more details how exactly we are able to help you. And we also always prepare business cases, return on investment slides that we would be happy to present to you, so it would be easier for you to defend this project should you need that help.
And now we need to switch on music. That's pick up the phone and call us. Something like
well, you have, I believe you would have our details. It was mentioned also in the slide, there was a QR code. So yes, we are happy to talk. We are happy to have a lunch together.
Yeah.
So then,
and we are super happy for your feedback saying, hey, this kind of a setup isn't good. You are speaking too much. You are speaking too loud. You are looking bad or good. Of course, we are saying that. Give us some compliments. Yeah, we're looking good at least. Maybe content is wrong, but at least we are looking good here. Yeah.
okay.
You see, at least we have a great session from the guy we know also know it well.
Yeah, well, the market the market is not huge, but guys, really thanks for the questions that you were putting in the chat. If you are a little bit shy and you would like to talk through between one and another, so just drop a message on our LinkedIn's, on our emails. We would be happy to talk to you. And yes, have a nice rest of the day. And thank you very much. We have saved 5 minutes of our time, so let's have coffee, each and every one of us.
Hey, coffee. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you and enjoy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.